Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to J Squared Expediting. So every month, Highfield has us do a monthly DVIR type thing, so they can see any problems, any issues when they got to do pre-trips, post-trips, make sure we're catching stuff that's broke, whatever, and also set us up for maintenance every month. So I wrote everything down. We normally do it on our phone, but I'm recording on my phone, so I wrote everything down, and we're going to start from there. First thing we had to check was, and I've done some of this ahead of time to make it easier, plus I'm at a truck stop, so I don't want to disturb anybody that's sleeping, so I did this ahead of time so I don't have to do it on video where it takes longer setting everything up. So our mileage is 702,927. Our APU hours is another thing we have to check, and we're at 16,217. So the one things I did before I started that they want us to check is, does our air bleed down normally? Do an air bleed down test, and it does. Everything's good on our truck, so I'm going to put yes on that. Is there any audible air leaks? We're going to walk around the truck together and see if we hear any air leaks, and we're going to see what happens. I don't think I have any air leaks. I haven't heard any air leaks. I've been checking regularly because we did have a valve on the cab, leveling valve, go bad when we first got in the truck, so I tend to pay more attention to air leaks a little bit and stuff like that. So let's go check that. While we're waiting for everything to build up air pressure again, like I said, I just did the bleed down test beforehand. We're going to check a few other things. Like they want us to check mud flaps, make sure our mud flaps are there. Passenger side's there. We'll come around to the driver's side, check the driver's side. Of course it's there, but I'll show you that it's there. The other thing we do, the basic pre-trip that you're supposed to do every day, they have us do a real good one on the beginning of every month. There's mud flap number 2. You heard the air bleeder go off. So let's go shut this truck down and see if we can hear any air leaks. Let's do it. Now, it's going to be a little hard to hear air leaks with these vehicles next to us running, but we're going to get up in here in the engine compartment and we're going to listen for air leaks because we got air brakes, everything else. So air drive is right here where my hand's at, so be real quiet and listen for air leaks. Alright, I don't hear anything on this side. Let's go, let's check the driver's side, see if we hear anything on the driver's side. So we'll get right up in here in the engine compartment again. Nothing. Alright, let's go back here and check by our drive axles and airbags back here. See if we can't get up underneath here. Let's get right up in here. You got to get up in here and listen. I don't hear any air leaks on that side. Let's go to the driver's side, do the same thing. Get up close and personal with your truck, That's the name of the game. So let's go around the driver's side, do the same thing. Get up close and personal between these tires and see if we can't hear. The best of my ability, I don't hear any air leaks. So, on to the next step. Now, the next thing they want us to check is, does your compressor cycle on and off too much? You'll notice that while driving, this, that, and the third. You can let the truck run for a while. But I know, because of driving this truck every day, it cycles normally and it's not cycling too much. So we're good on that. So, sorry, my notebook's in the way. On to the next one. Alright, and we're back. A few other things that I checked before I got out of the cab, and the reason why I checked these things before I got out of the cab and didn't show it to you guys is because my wife's in there sleeping and I don't want to wake her up right now. So our permits are all good. We check those once a month. Everything's good on that. Our fire extinguisher is full, secure, and in place. I checked that before I got out of the truck. And last night it rained pretty good, and I knew I had to do this today. And the other day 2 days ago I got a truck wash, so I'd even check then. Is to check for any leaks around your door frames, around your windshield, any vents, anything like that, windows. Is there any leaks? We do not have any leaks inside the cab. So the next step that we have to go do is check our triangles. They're on the driver's side. So let's go look at those and see how they are. So right here are our triangles. And they're in this box right here. So we'll pop this open, make sure there's 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we're good there. So those are our triangles. Next thing on the list is to check the doors. Make sure they open and shut. Sorry about the dogs inside. Doors open and shut on the driver's side. Let's walk around to the passenger side. Of course, I know that door does open and shut, but it ain't on film or picture. It never happened, correct? So, perfect. Works like it should. Fantastic. So, on to the next step. Like I said, I've got all these written down because I normally do this on my phone, so it's all done through your phone. Next thing is your basic pre-trip inspection. So let's go do that. All right, let's close this hood down. Let's close the hood down. So first thing we're gonna check, blinkers, low beams. Go to this side, low beams, blinker. Now you can't see it because the sun really good, but you can see it in person. The cab lights above the cab are working. Blinker, high beams, blinker. Like I said, the cab lights up there, I don't know if you can see them on video, but they are working. Let's go to the back. Let me shut my headlights off real quick. Alright, so let's go to the back and check those. Lights on the side of the box, they're working. Clearance lights back there, working. Tail lights are blinking. Now, quick way to know that your running lights on the back are working if you don't have them, your blinker's on. The low lit one is going to be your running lights. The bright ones, when it blinks, is going to be your brake lights and also your blinker. So, both of ours are working. Also going to come over here and check the tag light and your tag. So, stick your hand underneath here. See the tag light's working. Now go down the passenger side, check the lights up above. They are working. Check the one up here on the front corner. See if that one's working. And it is working. So, let's go back to our list. The only thing I didn't check right now is the backup lights, but I did check those. The last time we were at a shipper, which was 2 days ago, and they worked fine. So, we're good there. So let's go check these off the list. See my list right here? We'll go check these off the list and move on to the next thing. So the next thing we want to check is as we're walking by, check your valve stems. Make sure they're good, make sure they're offset like they're supposed to be. One's there, one's there. Same thing on this one, one's here. The other one's going to be offset from that one up here. All right, perfect. The other thing we want to check in this compartment right here is our never used chains. Never used chains underneath the charcoal. That's used quite a bit. You don't know why they're called never used chains? Leave a comment below and I'll tell you. I checked in the cab for spare fuses. Like I said, my wife's sleeping, so I checked for those. They are there. We are good there. So let's move on to the next step, which I believe is tire pressures and tread depth. Now I do it a little different than they tell you to do it on the worksheet that they give us, but at the end of the day, it all gets done. It's the same thing. All right, so let's go do that. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'm gonna just do the tread depths on the front too. And we'll go around the whole entire truck, do tread depths, and then we'll come back and check tire depths. So get in here and check the tire depths. Right there. Looks like we're gonna be 17-30 seconds on the driver's side, or passenger, yeah, driver's side, sorry. Go over here and check the driver's side. Get down in here. Boom. Let me check this one side real quick. Okay, first time was wrong. They're both at 13:30 seconds, which is good. 17:30 seconds and 13:30 seconds would have been quite a bit of difference. So that's why you always want to check. So I got my little check sheet here. We're gonna write them in there, and we're just gonna do 13, 13, and now let's go back to the drive tires. This is my lift axle. So we're gonna check the tread depth of my lift axle. We got 11:30 seconds on the outside and 11:30 seconds on the inside. So we're gonna come back up here to our sheet and do 11, 11. Might as well bring our sheet with us, right? So let's go back to our drive axle. This will be our drive axle back here. Check the tread depth on this. 14. And 11. So I always want to double check. So that's at 15. So the outside's 15, inside's 11. Oh, let me get my hands out the way. So we'll write that down on our sheet here. And now rinse and repeat on the driver's side, or passenger side, sorry. So we'll check the inside. 11. 11. All right, so we got one tire that's getting almost to the wear lines where it needs to be, which they'll see that when we write it in there. So our back one, there we go. Our front lift axle, we're both 11. Our drive tires on the outside were 11 and the inside was 5. So the inside's wearing a little more, but they are older tires. They've been on here for quite a while. They're not new tires, right? So we'll write that down. So we got 11, 11, 5, 11. So now we'll go around and check the air pressures, which I did that. I don't want to do that on camera because I can't get a good view of that. My front set of drives were at 115, or my left axle was at 115 on both sides. My drive axle is at 110, and my steer axles were at 110. So we're good there. And that pretty much is the monthly pre-trip. So it's not super in depth. Like I said, I don't have a good camera set up. I don't have microphones. We're in a parking lot, so it's kind of awkward. But that's pretty much how the cookie crumbles with that. By the looks of things, we're probably going to need a set of drives on one side because they'll want to change them at the same time because of the difference. You'll hear my APU start up here in a second. So that's that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they tell us. Those tires will last a little bit longer. So we'll go from there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This is J Squared Expedited. Catch you on the next one.